When did your marriage fall apart? In less than 24 hours? I should have known something was wrong when my wife Raven walked down the aisle. Her entire family had on these matching silver pins and kept giving each other these weird looks. The whole ceremony felt off. Raven had insisted on adding strange phrases to our vows about ascending together and fulfilling sacred obligations. My parents sat in the front row beaming at us like this was the happiest day of their lives. After the reception, Raven said she had a surprise for me. Instead of heading to our honeymoon suite, she drove us to this compound outside the city. She said her extended family wanted to throw us a private celebration. The building looked like a converted warehouse with no windows and security cameras everywhere. Inside, there were about 50 people all wearing those same silver pins. They formed a circle around us and started chanting in a language I didn't recognize. Raven held my hand tightly and whispered I should just go along with everything. Then this older woman stepped forward and introduced herself as the elder mother. She congratulated Raven on completing her third-tier obligation. I had no idea what that meant, but everyone started applauding. The elder mother then turned to me and said, I was blessed to be chosen for such an important role. What role? Raven squeezed my hand harder and gave me a look that said to stay quiet. The elder mother explained that Raven had proven her dedication by bringing a genetically suitable partner into the fold. They led us to a smaller room where 5 other men were waiting. They all looked about my age and just as confused as I felt. Raven kissed my cheek and said she'd explain everything soon. Then she left me there with these strangers while she went to change into some kind of ceremonial robe. One of the guys named Cordell said he'd married Raven 6 months ago. Another named Abdiel said their wedding was last year. As we compared stories, the horrible truth started coming together. We'd all married Raven in different states under slightly different names. We were all her husbands, and none of us had known about the others. Before we could process this insanity, Raven returned with the elder mother and several other robed women. They explained that Raven was a sacred vessel whose destiny was to birth the next generation of leaders. But first, they needed to determine which husband would provide the strongest offspring. Basically, find out who had the best nut. This is insane, I said. I want a divorce, right now. The elder mother smiled like I'd told a joke. She explained that leaving wasn't an option now. The marriage was binding not just legally, but spiritually. Raven looked at me with cold eyes that showed no trace of the woman I thought I'd fallen in love with. The other husbands were starting to panic too. Cordell tried to leave, but 2 large men blocked the door. The women started explaining the competition rules. We'd live in the compound for 30 days being tested on everything from physical strength to intelligence to seeing which nut cells survived the longest. The winner would father Raven's child, while the losers would be reassigned to other roles in the organization. They showed us to a dormitory where we'd be staying. 6 beds in one room like some twisted summer camp. The next morning they woke us at dawn for physical assessments. During lunch, I managed to pull Cordell aside. He'd been there the longest and seemed the most resigned to the situation. He told me Raven had 12 husbands total, but only 6 were competing. The others had already failed previous competitions and been reassigned to manual labor around the compound. How is this even legal? I asked. Cordell shrugged and said the organization had lawyers and politicians in their pocket. Marriages were all legal in their respective states. Nobody on the outside would believe our story anyway. We were stuck. That evening they gathered everyone in the main hall for dinner. Raven sat at the head table with the elder mother, while us husbands ate separately. I noticed my parents enter the room and my heart jumped, thinking they'd come to save me. I started to stand up to run to them, but they walked right past me to the head table. My mother kissed the elder mother on both cheeks like old friends. My father shook hands with other robed figures and laughed at their jokes. They were both wearing those silver pins I'd noticed at the wedding. The realization hit me like a punch to the gut. They'd known. Every family dinner and holiday gathering had been a lie. They'd raised me specifically for this purpose. My own parents had orchestrated everything from the moment I was born. Raven caught my eye from across the room and smiled, not with love or affection, but with the satisfaction of a mission accomplished. My mother waved at me like this was all perfectly normal. My father raised his glass in a toast to the sacred vessel and her chosen competitors. I sank back into my chair as the full weight of my situation crashed down on me. This wasn't just about a failed marriage or a con artist wife. This was my entire life revealed as an elaborate trap set by the people I trusted most, and based on the armed guards at every exit, I was never getting out. The elder mother stood up to make an announcement. She said the competition would officially begin tomorrow, and may the strongest genes win. Then she looked directly at me with those cold, calculating eyes. Your parents are so proud of you, Benjamin. They've been preparing you for this moment since before you were even born.